Hi everyone, it's Gardener Ellie here, and today I'm at the King Open School Gardens. And I was hoping that today we could take a close look around the garden and see if we can spot any structures in the garden. And as we take a look at these structures, let's start to think about what sort of shapes they are, what sort of materials they're made out of, and why the structures are able to stay standing. So let's take a look at all of the different structures that we can find right here in the school garden. Here is the garden at King Open School, and I wonder, what do you observe about the garden, and what sort of structures do you see? And for any structures that you see in the garden, what do you think they're made out of, and why? Let's go ahead and take a closer look. Here is one of the garden beds, and I'm curious to know, what do you think this garden bed is made of? And if we look really closely and give it a feel, it's really hard and kind of feels a bit metallic to me. What do you think it's made out of? And why do you think our garden bed is made out of this material? Do you think that this plant in the garden is a type of structure? Why or why not? And what sort of shapes do you see in this plant? And why do you think the plant is shaped like this? If I give it a feel, this plant is actually very soft, and I wonder why it's made out of such a soft material. What do you think? Here is another structure that I see in the garden. And this is our garden shed, where we keep a lot of the tools that we use in the garden. And I wonder what you observe about this structure. How is it shaped? And what do you think it's made out of? And why? How does our shed help keep all of our tools safe and dry whenever it rains and snows? Here is another structure that I see in the garden. And this is a tree. And I wonder, what are trees made out of? And how are trees able to grow so tall without falling over? I'm curious to hear your thoughts about this structure. The garden is full of all sorts of different structures, and I really encourage you to take a look outside at all of the other different structures you can find when taking a walk. And I'm really excited to hear all of your observations and thoughts about the different structures that we took a close look at today. Until our next lesson, I'll see you next time. Bye, everyone.